Introducing D'Addario's DIY cable kit with mini plugs. Each cable kit makes up to 5 top-quality custom patch cables. Turns out your board doesn't have to be so packed after all.
Hey everyone, this is Kies for Premier Guitar, hanging out with Cherry Glazerr. Cherry Glazerr herself, Clem, how you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
Before we get any
totally.
further, front of house guy in Chicago, if you watch these are not tomatoes, they're cherries. Obviously for Cherry Glazerr.
They're cherries.
None of that, enough of that. Let's talk strats.
Yeah.
There seems to be some stuff missing here.
Yeah.
Fans know about it, but tell everyone else what's going on here.
Well, you know, I was describing what I wanted out of my Strat to a friend of mine, and we were on the road. We were in a hotel room in Detroit, and we decided to, on tour, totally take apart my guitar and rip everything out except for my humbucker and the volume knob, because I was only using the humbucker anyways. So I would literally tape the pickup knob
down,
like all the way down. And I was like, why am I not just ripping everything out? And so I did that, and it actually made it very, very cool sounding. It makes it more unique. It's almost like punchier, and it's a little bit louder, and the guitar itself is lighter, which is nice for how often we play.
Yeah.
So
now
it's good.
is that the Strat you've had for the longest time, like stuffed and ready? Is this the one that's on the cover?
yeah, this is the cover of Stuffed and Ready guitar.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a little dirty right now.
And is that the stock pickup that came over with it? I believe it's the
It is.
Performance series, so it's the Shawbucker.
Yes.
And do you dig that humbucker or have you ever any
man.
wishes to change it out?
I love it. I love it so much. It's like, and it works very well with my distortions. The reason why I love this guitar is because it can really handle a lot. It can handle like all of the dirty that I want to give it, and it just does really well. And then when I like want it to be like, you know, super chorusy, it's just like so smooth. So
No matter what you kind of have going on, especially when you pile the dirt and the filth on, your guitar
Yeah.
still has some like clarity. It's still
It
there.
does.
There's integrity to the notes and strings.
it does.
That's, can be lost
Yeah,
sometimes.
I love that so much about it. I'm a little bit of, I kind of don't want, I want to be the one controlling the distortion. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want it to be my guitar, I don't want it to be my amp. And that's why I love the JC120, because it's kind of a keyboard amp. It's good for me because it's just like smooth and boxy, and I like the way that solid state amps sound with my songs.
We're going to get there because this is definitely a difference even from the time that we just interviewed you in the magazine a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But I want to ask, how'd you get landed on the Strat? Because I've seen you maybe 2014, 2015. I've seen you with Rickenbackers and other guitars, but how did the Strat, and obviously this one in particular, become like your baby, the go-to, the number one, the cover star?
Yeah. I really love the Rickenbacker because it's kind of iconic and it's beautiful, and everybody knows it as like this kind of beautiful, iconic guitar. And mine was a vintage 66 guitar too, so it was like very, very special. But it couldn't get as gnarly as I wanted it to, and it also, because it was semi-hollow, like I was mentioning earlier, it couldn't really handle a lot of the distortions. So everything would start feeding back, and it was like a little too jangly. And I wanted something that was more like punchy and straightforward. So I tried a bunch of different guitars out, and the Strat Standard was like exactly that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And as I alluded to, you just have this guitar, so we're going to move right on to amps.
Yeah.
I've known you to be the big fan of the Mark IV.
I am a big fan of the Mark IV, and I have a Mark IV, but the JC120 is my backline amp.
Oh, okay. Why don't you bring that on the road with you, like on this run?
Well, you know, I would love to. We flew, so I couldn't bring the Mesa Boogie, but I love the Mesa Boogie, but I love the JC as well. I would love to like have tour with both of them. This one is so great. I love them equally, kind of.